Head coach Austin Dobbs. Coach, congratulations on a huge playoff win. Great season. And again, it's not over yet. We still got more football to play.
Yep.
But talk about the win Friday night and just kind of take us through, what that means to your kids and our program. And
Yeah. Well, obviously, anytime you win in the playoffs, it's huge.
Right.
The win itself was ugly. I don't know that it could have been uglier. But I tell you, and I told our kids this, and I told our coaching staff this. At this point in the season, we have found so many different ways to win. We've won in a shootout, we've won in overtime, and the other night was just a defensive struggle.
Yeah.
And we had kids step up, and we've played really well defensively, and it's kept us in ball games, and they came up big for us last Friday. So I think it's huge. It gives the juniors and sophomores, obviously we got more football to play,
Right.
but anytime you get playoff win experience on your team, it's going to be good going into the future. So as far as our program goes, that's huge, and it's a big step in the right direction.
Oh yeah, absolutely. With a senior class coming off a 0-win season, then a 2-win season, and now we're sitting at 8 wins.
Yeah.
That just talk about their contributions to the team and kind of what they mean.
Oh man, I could. Yeah, they're.
I know we don't have that much time, but just
Yeah.
briefly just describe what they have done for this team this year.
They've been so resilient.
Yeah.
And they've been consistent.
Right.
I think those two things, they pour over into the rest of your team. And when you have seniors who've done it, who've been there, who've played a lot of football, who've seen it go both ways.
Right.
They know what it's like to lose.
Yeah.
They know what it's like to lose close games.
Right.
To have them keep pushing all off season, and it pay off for them throughout this season. I think it's just a testament to what happens when you keep at it and you don't quit. And that's really what this team is. They're a bunch of guys who don't quit, and they play really hard. And I think that's in a large part due to our seniors.
Yeah.
All of them. You can see, and I'm sure we'll show it. Jaden Martin on his touchdown. And of course, we talk about Jaden a lot because he's the one who scores, but Austin McCurry blocking for him.
Yeah.
Lucas Sims coming up on defense.
Right.
The guys on kickoff flying up. All of them, the way they play and the excitement and all that, it just pours over into our football team. But Jaden on the touchdown, it's pretty special to see because he gets hit at the line of scrimmage. Very easily could have went down right there, and I think it would have been second or third and goal at that point. And he backpedals his way in there. Austin McCurry's trying to pull him in.
Yeah.
And that's just what this team is.
Right.
And that's what those seniors are.
And we'll talk a little bit more about that play in a minute. But going back to your defense, outstanding. You think about this, the last 6 quarters we've given up 7 points.
Yeah.
And 6 quarters plus an overtime.
Yeah.
So just a complete turnaround. Where I know the defense have been a little bit questionable. Went through a 2 or 3 game stretch where we were giving up over 40 points a game.
Yep.
And just didn't look like we were in sync. But now, man, they've flipped the switch.
They have, and I don't, we've been on them all year about the same stuff. It's like you said, it's like a switch is flipped. They realize what it means, and they've known, and we've known this whole time they're more than capable of doing that, of holding teams to a touchdown or less. That's huge. Like you said, in 6 quarters in overtime, giving up 7 points.
And defense also did it in a couple different ways. Perryville had a big heavy package that they put in where they were just trying to run over us, and it was effective for a little bit, but then we kind of rose up, stopped them.
Yep.
Then they would spread it out with an extremely athletic quarterback,
Yes.
and he was able to run around, but we contained him well enough, and again, keeping him to 7 points was and not only that, they really didn't even get close to scoring.
No.
We did a great job.
Yeah, no, all night. It seemed like, eventually offense was going to catch a break, and defensively we'd get out there. And they didn't have very many sustained drives.
No.
It was, maybe they get a first down and then they're 3 and out.
Right.
It wasn't like they were driving the ball down and coming up short every time.
Yeah.
We stuffed them from the get-go. So those guys played really, really well. And I know Coach Harrelson was happy.
Oh, yeah,
so.
yeah. And then offensively, we were we moved the ball. We moved the ball between the for 20 to 30s, yeah. And had a fumble inside the 20. Had a couple of costly penalties that really killed drives. We got down, I think, another time inside the 20, had a penalty backed us up. So, sometimes we were talking about this. You get a different officiating crew, so it's not the same crews you've been seeing all year.
Nope.
And all of a sudden, you get a different crew. You don't know where they're from. Sometimes they've been calling, maybe upper level games. Did that play a factor at all, or do we really commit all those penalties?
There was a lot. I mean, I'll say there was a lot that we did commit.
Yeah.
There's a couple, that I still hadn't figured out.
The couple of false starts. I don't know.
Well, when you're on the opposite side of the field and you're calling it on the guy closest to the sideline, I didn't agree with that. But for the most part, though, they were consistent. We committed them. And we got to go back to work and clean those up because you can't start every drive 1st and 15.
No.
And you can't get inside the red zone and get 2nd and 20 and all those situations. So we definitely shot ourselves in the foot with penalties. That's something we're gonna have to clean up, and we don't want to turn the ball over ever. So we were fortunate. We tied 1-1 in the turnover battle, but this week, and we'll get to that. We got to win the turnover battle for sure.
Let's go to the last our touchdown drive. Started out on the 13 yard line.
14-yard line.
Opened up with a pass to Davin Bowden. Had to have two out routes thrown to Davin Bowden. And one, I think they got a penalty on the sidelines that moved it up a little bit. So, what was your thought process going to? I mean, it looked like the first time we'd thrown those routes, but we had to convert both times.
Yeah, well, we finally, we knew we could protect it. We knew that corner was playing off and playing inside leverage.
Right.
And we knew Davin could win and Cole could throw it. So, we hit those a couple times, and later in the drive, they were trying to jump out routes. We ended up throwing a hitch to Allen because they were trying to cheat it and undercut it so much. So passing wise, we were protecting. We were executing well on that drive, and it took that to get in the end zone. So
well, then on the same drive, Cole had a couple scrambles that led. I think both of them led to first down.
Yes.
Or got us close enough that we could get a first down. And I believe Cole was the leading rusher.
Yeah, he was 70 something yards. I'm gonna tell you, the 3rd and 9 that set us up inside the 10 right there when he rolled out, and I mean, sure enough, it was covered, and he comes back across. Lucas Shannon does a tremendous job mirroring, not blindside blocking anybody, and then Cole putting his head down and making sure he gets the first down. I was very proud of his effort and how he ran the ball. He ran the ball hard.
He did.
And I mean, it meant something to us.
So, and that's another example, just finding a different way to win.
Yeah.
With him, if you would have said Cole's going to be your leading rusher and you were going to score 10 points, I would have said, well, Coach, it's been a good season, but but we still found a way to win. And going back to Lucas Shannon, earlier in the year, same situation, and he got the blindside penalty called on him. That's another example of learning from your mistakes and not repeating the mistake. And he did a great job. Like you said, I was down there on the sideline. And then going to the touchdown run, just an amazing effort.
Yeah,
it was kind of funny. You see Cole after he hands the ball, and he gets hit immediately, and Cole's kind of like kind of frustrated. And then the whistle didn't blow, and we just kept moving, and again, just a total team effort, a great job by the offensive line, and a great individual effort, and just a great team effort all the way.
Great team effort.
At the end of the play, you see Lucas pancaking somebody.
No, he's in the back of the end zone. I like to see that. He got a big block sticker for that one. Yeah, anytime he went blindside on that, out of the back of the end zone, we were taking him to the bus. So we were really proud of him. But it's like you said, it's the entire team.
Right.
I think it's kind of the mentality they've taken overall. They block hard. They really do.
They do, and they love being offensive linemen. I mean, you can see that just the way they get out there and play.
So. Yeah.
Then, of course, the huge play on the kickoff.
Oh.
John Davis. And, I wish the hit looked as good on film as it did on the sideline. Because, again, we were right there about even with the play.
Yeah.
And you could hear it, the echo of the hit. And I mean, he hit their quarterback was the returner.
Yeah.
And, I mean, when he hit him, you could see, I mean, his whole body almost went limp.
Yep.
And John not only hit him, was able to recover the fumble.
That was big.
Yeah.
I mean, kickoff, and it's pretty, and we talked about this, the first time we played those guys, our kickoff coverage was was not what we needed to be.
Exactly.
They had several kickoff returns,
And
big
one for a
yards,
touchdown,
one for
yeah.
a touchdown, and for us to seal the game in that fashion on kickoff, it kind of speaks to the progress we made all year,
Right.
and how important special teams is. And
Yeah.
obviously John made a huge hit on that kid, and it's pretty special. It seems like we've had so many moments this year.
Yeah.
When we make big plays, but to see the crowd,
Oh, yeah. And the
our
sideline,
kids,
yeah,
I mean,
absolutely.
it was just pretty neat, and it was special for our kids.
Yeah. And, of course, we still had a little work to do. We got to end it up.
Yes.
And it's always great to be able to run the ball for a first down to close out the game when they're putting everybody on the line of scrimmage. And they know what we're going to do. We know what we're going to do, and we're still able to convert and get the first down and just run it out.
And just run out. No, you're exactly right. Dayton Rollins was back there, and everybody in the stadium knew. I think, all right, here's what's happening, and it's just like I said, it's a testament to those guys.
Right.
And, here it is. Can you stop it?
Right.
And so.
Well, got Bismarck in the playoffs. I know Bismarck's undefeated. We don't really know a whole lot about them. They I don't remember ever playing Bismarck. So what do we look for? What can the fans expect Friday night?
They're obviously just their team. They're undefeated for a reason.
Yeah.
They're a talented football team. A lot of polls have them as the number one team in 3A because of that and who they've beat. I don't know that they've had football very long.
Yeah.
I think their program hadn't been around for just a long time. So I think this is going to be one of the best years they've had.
Yeah.
Probably the best year they've had. I think you can just turn the film on. The coach's sons definitely are who they try to get the ball to, and that's number 5 and number 13. They're a lot like us.
Yeah.
I hate to be that way. They're a lot like
solid.
us. They're solid all the way around. They're talented up front. They block hard. They play hard.
Yeah.
So I really would compare us to them. We're very similar football teams in how we try to play.
Yeah.
So.
Well, again, they're not going to be recognized like a Boonville, Prescott, but they've got wins over Prescott this year, wins over Glen Rose. So very talented football team. So definitely have your work. Our work cut out for us this week, but we're excited to be here.
Yes.
Fans, if you're not able to make the trip to Bismarck, the game will be on Red Devil Media Productions. So, Coach, good luck to you.
Yes.
And we, again, this team never really, whatever they do Friday night won't surprise me, I guess, in any way.
No.
We're able to pull out a huge upset.
Yeah.
I mean, it'll be an upset to everybody else, but to us, I don't think it
It
will.
really wouldn't
be.
It'd just be another game.
We just did it again.
So. That's right.
So, like I said, fans who can't make the game, you can tune in to Red Devil Productions on our YouTube page. We hope to see you there, or at least have you tuning in Friday night. Good luck, Coach.
Thank you.